As more and more of us are wearing health technology, it's becoming easier to figure out just how much we're exercising. Your doctor or maybe a friend may have said you should be walking 10,000 steps a day.
But it turns out that number is slightly arbitrary. So how many steps should we be taking? Good question. Heather Brown joins us now. She's trying to get her 10,000 steps in. Right? Where did the 10,000 come from?
Yeah, there you go, taking my laps all the way around the block. It actually started at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. It was a marketing campaign by a Japanese company that was making a pedometer. It was called a manpoke. Man stands for 10,000, po for step. Do it campaign, and before you know it, people were manpoking all over the place. So how many steps do you walk a day?
I'm about 8,000 steps today. I don't know, I walk a lot.
Between 11 and 15,000.
Whoa!
I have no idea. Do most people know that?
The average American takes 5,000 steps a day. Compare that to the Japanese, the Swiss, and Amish men.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Gives you an idea of what life used to be like.
10,000 steps is a lot. When you factor in that 10,000 steps is approximately 5 miles.
Stephanie Helgeson is an exercise physiologist with Alina.
Most people that are just starting out an exercise program probably don't want to start with 10,000 steps. They want to start with smaller goals.
She recommends counting your steps for a day.
It's really eye-opening for people that are sedentary.
Then adding 1,000 steps or 2 to 5 minutes of exercise a day each week until you reach what works for you.
It just depends on the individual and what your goals are. So 10,000 I would say is a wonderful goal for most people.
Federal guidelines recommend 150 minutes of exercise a week, which translates into 7,500 steps a day.
If you're in the 2,000 to 3,000 range, is that enough?
That would probably be the absolute minimum.
That would be a little more than a sedentary job with no exercise.
I had to decide on the diamonds, pearls, or my Fitbit, and I picked my Fitbit. So
Good choice.
I have a dog that I take for walks every night.
A lot of time I jump off the bus to walk.
Or I walk to a bar on a day like today.
That sounds like a good way to get your steps in.
That sit less, exercise more mentality is really what you need to have.
And that's the main reason why this 10,000 stuck around just from the 60s. It was easy to remember to get people just to think about how much they were moving. Now, obviously, age, physical limitations, even your expert sometimes makes a difference. I had one expert tell me today that 5,000 steps is the minimum you should be doing, but our exercise physiologist also said for some people 10,000 steps a day isn't enough for weight loss. You might want to consider a little more intensity or eating less, but there we're getting into a entirely different good question, Frank and Amelia.
Yes, we are, Heather. All right. Thank you. If you have a good question for Heather, please email it by going to WCCO.com/links.